Good afternoon and welcome to the Ecommfronts 2022. This afternoon, we've got an excellent presentation from the folks at KERV. Marika, Roque, and Jay Wolff will be speaking to us. For those that don't know me, I'm Alex Stone. I head up Advanced Video Solutions and Agency Partnerships at Horizon Media. I also head up the Little Caesars investment team. Um, so with regards to KERV, with the rise of online shopping and video innovations, brands now have a way to transform a passive media into an active encounter. In this KERV 2.0 session, we'll learn about cutting-edge e-com tactics and AI-driven technology that bridge content, commerce, and media through precise video, interactivity, and automation. A reminder to everybody who has joined us today that we have got the chat that is open for any questions that you may have. This session's also being recorded, so you'll have that in your back pocket should you need to go back and take a look at what we spoke about today. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce you to Marika Roque and Jay Wolff. Marika is the COO at KERV, and she brings operational expertise to the KERV team with Fortune 500 executive operation experience. She also has merger and acquisitions operation management along with agency and tech leadership. Marika comes with experience in leading media and technology organizations and building scalable infrastructures. Jay Wolff is a dear friend of mine, somebody that I've known for, I guess, the last 15 years or so, if not longer, of me being in the industry. He has that much experience working in tech software and media, coincidentally. And he comes with an incredible experience leading media and tech companies through hyper growth periods and developing infrastructure for revenue organizations. I could be proud to say that I have worked with Jay in many of those capacities throughout the years. So without further ado, I want to pass this over to Jay and Marika, who will take us away.
Thanks, Alex. It's very, very humble, very nice of you. We are thrilled to be here today. I think Peter Drucker said it best when he said the best way to predict the future is to create it. We are certainly creating the future of video, interactive video and commerce here at KERV. We are delighted to be part of the New Fronts. I want to touch on one thing before I introduce Marika. Recession-proofing strategies, not only commerce, but recession-proofing is a really big part of, I think, everyone's thinking as we go into the second half of the year in 2023. And a lot of what you're going to see today is a way to make video work harder, work smarter, not only for commerce, but for interactivity. And if we're creating the future, we're creating recession-proofing strategies that allow you to get closer to the pin of getting a consumer to buy a product, interact with your brand, et cetera, et cetera. So really excited to be here today. Marika, I'll let you say your bold statement to lead off our presentation, and we'll go from there.
Just to echo, thank you all for having us. So I get to start by explaining that our perspective is that the traditional purchase funnel is dead. From the research that KERV has done, we have seen that customers now expect so much more from their content. They expect more from brands. They have so much more to choose from. So there is no funnel for us marketers or technologists to push users through anymore. That's, A plus B plus C equals demand. That is our big statement. And at KERV, we love it. We put our customers first and yours as well. We've just really seen that the customer is at the center. So we need to optimize to serve them, to give them what they want when they want it. We've seen that customers expect, and this is really the consumer, the end consumer, they expect a relationship with the brand, with its influencers, so need proactivity in solving problems. If they want to shop their content, let's help them. If they want to know, how to buy something that somebody in content that they're watching, if they want to buy something similar, let's help them do that. Awareness no longer needs to be completely separate from consideration, and content no longer needs to be separate from engagement and action. So that is our big statement, and I hope to set the stage for Jay and myself in the future slides here. So data, that's my thing. I'm the COO. So again, I'm going to be the nitty gritty one in partnership with Jay. So just want to speak to a lot of this data that I'm sure you all are very well aware of, and you all are actually at the front of organizing. But a few statements that really help set the foundation of KERV's story are that COVID has really accelerated both online shopping behaviors and the e-commerce infrastructures needed to support them. A completely dynamic, interactive technology like ours needs, really strong e-commerce infrastructure. So that is something we have seen. The pandemic also helped to refine categories of goods that consumers feel are essential, which has been really interesting. Home improvement, alcohol, grocery, really seeing those kind of surge in these times. E-commerce sales will exceed $1 trillion for the first time, which is huge. But also you'll see this huge increase in programmatic video ad spend as well. So really watching all of these trends go up. So thinking about that consumer, keeping them first and looking at these trends. Think about the average digital spender and the digital buyer will grow their spend by over 10% this year. Customers will buy more on mobile, which will exceed 4 in 10 retail e-commerce dollars. Consumers are also continuing to increase their video consumption on mobile. So I'll just let Jay kind of finish off on this, but wanted to highlight a few data points to set us up.
Yeah, so the stats are the stats. I'm sure you've seen that through the last few days, but with the acceleration of video and the acceleration of commerce, nothing has brought those two worlds together. You might be spending a ton in online video, a ton in TV, and then you have a commerce strategy, but bridging that together through automation, through artificial intelligence, through machine learning is something that we're bringing to the table. Again, how are we predicting the future and then creating it is we're converging these two worlds of commerce and content. And the stats show that it's rising, but nothing has brought it together. And I think showing everyone on this call what KERV is doing will be insightful to that. So I just want to touch on passive to active. Over the years, media mix modeling, views, completion rates, GRPs, there have been kind of static metrics of success in video where you do the math, you do the modeling, and you understand how many impressions you need to get a some sort of conversion, whether it's commerce or sales or just click-through rates. We call that passive awareness. We think most of video today is passive. The real question is how can you get it to become active? And that's what we've been focusing on through, again, automation and machine learning and patents that we own and create. So we say engage, shop, analyze. As we go into the demo, which I believe is next, and the technology, you guys are going to actually see that. But we believe in two-way conversations. We believe in active engagement in video. We let consumers interact and engage, but do it on their own merit, and then we measure that. And what we're seeing is that's leading to transactions, and that's leading to intent. And I think that's a really big part of the KERV story is why just run static passive video when you can make your video work a lot harder. Marika, anything you want to add to this?
No, I mean, that was really well said. The only thing I'll say here is on the right side of this slide, which is really how we think about video, shop, engage, analyze are not separate parts of the funnel. It's aligning with that circular thought process that video can be a conduit to communicating new and fun things about your product, but also can be what takes users to the purchase. Our analytics are real time, our data is real time. So again, kind of aligning with where that consumer is expecting us, and taking another dimension to the video content you're creating. And to Jay's point, very, very quickly, we can keep up.
Yep, next slide. Okay, so why are we here today? We are here to talk about new paths for commerce, ways to make things more seamless. What we're about to show everyone on the call is KERV's technology and our patents in real time. So I'm going to start with the first slide, which is basically what we call here at KERV the money slide. On the left, you can see it's a piece of video content. In this case, it's a Bacardi video. Again, static, standard pre-roll or video content. And this is a verb, we KERV it. So we take a piece of video content. We can actually put it through radius, which is what you see in the middle. And we have the unique ability to see at what's called the KERV pixel edge, or the object level within any type of video content. Long form, short form, static pre-roll, branded content, influencer content. The precision of what we see in video down to our patents is impressive. But what's even more impressive is that we're connecting that content and those objects to output. Meaning if we have a product feed or a website or a URL or some sort of destination link, we can create multiple touch points within one piece of video content at the object level. So imagine a scene with 9 different objects, or 2 different logos, one product and one product for sale. We can link those out through automation without the heavy lifting, without building creative, without adding any creative add-ons. We can take normal standard static video and make it into something that works much harder and make it commerce driven, which we'll show you in a second. And then below that, you see the data. So Marika touched on the data. The data is so when you think about a cookieless world, we're collecting touch points in video. We're understanding if you're interested in a credit card, or if you are adding a soda to a cart. We understand those things happening in video, and we can report on them in near real time. So I think when you think about seamless commerce and you think about how can we get closer to the pin, companies like KERV that have technology that can automate that process from content to commerce is exactly what we're doing. We're doing it through real tech, real patents, and we are expanding very quickly. Marika, maybe you want to get into Radius now and kind of show how the tech works.
Absolutely. I know that some folks don't love a transition like this, but we're a technology company, so it was actually really important for us to show you the technology. So really quickly here, you'll see there's nothing interactive in these scenes. It is the same passive video that Jay was talking about. Nothing interactive within this. If I click it, nothing happens. There's nothing here. What I want you to see is I'm actually going to scan this, and then I'm going to hop into another frame while these are scanning. So again, nothing here, maybe one destination. This also comes from KERV, so we're cheating already. But I'm going to hop in and show you what will happen, but then hop up back over and show you what we've done. So what we do with any video, it can come from anywhere, is we add this additional layer of metadata that we then use to create interactive and shoppable e-commerce engageable moments. You pick the vertical, and I'll tell you how we process it. This is a 30-second creative ad that we did in partnership with Athleta. In this 30 seconds, you'll see that we actually identified 13 scenes. Inside of those scenes, this little number in the corner is actually the interactive objects that we have identified for shoppability. So you'll see this one scene has 5 interactive elements, and to Jay's point, completely automated. If we're hooked into a product feed, we can visually correlate the product to the feed and make this correlation. In a second with Michelob, I'll show you a really simple version of that. So again, title, CTA, image, unique destination. In this one scene, there are 5. So upbeat tank, skort, dress, lace jacket, and then this dress here. And you're seeing all of this metadata change. You can even have some fun with it. In this particular slide, scene, you'll see that they have some fun, game, set, match, shop now, and it's just going to the tennis category, which is a big thing for them right now. So again, my point in showing you this, because we can have a ton of fun with it, and we don't have a ton of time right now, is to show you the precision of our platform, which is our patent, and all this pixel edge KERV pixel edge, like Jay mentioned, is what makes KERV very unique. The bar at the top is kind of bothering me a little bit, so I'm gonna do this real quick. But I want to show y'all the front end of this experience. Teams is bothering me up here, apologies. So what that has done is now, to Jay's point, every scene is another dimension that is prepped for interactivity. So if I want to hop in and shop this scene that I was talking to y'all about, I can go in here and fully engage, immerse, earn time with the consumer, and drill in. So again, all of these elements I was showing you in the back end fully functional and in our metadata on the front end. So again, this is what we call KERV Max, but just trying to bridge between radius and what that looks like for you. One additional thing to note when we talk about analytics, which Jay is going to do in a second, is we can associate categories or object specific data to every single one of these touch points. So you'll see here that for Athleta, we're analyzing skirts in women's apparel for this one object, as well as the object specific. So we not only added an entirely new dimension to creative and video and this two-way conversation, we're also allowing another dimension to the data that you all will see as users interact with the tech. Hopping back to Michelob, while I was just talking to you about Athleta, our platform actually identified this Michelob bottle at the KERV Pixel Edge, as you can see here. I didn't do this. This was all AI. We do have a product feed that was hooked into it. So you will see that we could see that it was Michelob, associate the accurate product. And then this is what was coming through the product feed, which is the Drizzly product feed. Kind of even more interesting. I love this tech, but I'm hoping I can communicate it to you to love it as well. As I click between these bottles of beer, you can actually see that our technology was not only able to grab them at the KERV Pixel Edge in the most precise way possible, you'll see that the associated data is accurate, 100%. So I'm just showing you that correlation in real time. So what I showed you with Athleta, but in front of your eyes. And then let's quickly look at that flat asset that we were talking about a second ago. And now we'll see that it is a fully interactive and shoppable video. And again, I just did that within, 5 seconds of interacting with you guys. Oops, apologies. Let me do a hard refresh. So now all of those bottles of beer will be uniquely shoppable, and as well as this bottle here. I'm just waiting for the next scene. So you'll now see here, the default is the KERV green. Everything is modular, so be aware of that. But you'll see as I'm changing, every single one of these is changing, as well as the destination link as well. So this is the exact bottle of beer. So heading back out just because of time, and would love to drill in with y'all later. But hopefully, that was a great example of radius, our AI correlation, and showing all the pixel recognition of 30 plus items for Athleta and the real time for Michelob.
Yep. So that's great, Marika. So go to the next slide. So our ad products are predicated and built upon that technology, the ability to see objects at the KERV Pixel Edge. So our marketplace offering includes different products across multiple different channels. So KERV Max and KERV Shop, which we'll show in a second, are cross-screen opportunities where you can make video work harder across all screens, mobile, tablet, desktop. KERV TV, which is actually, we'll talk about television later, but for connected TV buys, you can use this technology to make TV shoppable. So again, we'll talk about that later. Display and obviously social media, Facebook and Instagram. We have an embed product, but also we now have a TikTok integration, a native TikTok integration for object level data and shoppability, which is very, very exciting. And we'll get into that. But just wanted to talk about precise interactivity in commerce. Even if you're not looking at selling a bottle of beer or a CPG product, if you want to create more touch points and more actions and get closer to the pin on converting a consumer, that's what this tech does through automation. All the copy that you saw in the example that Marika showed actually comes from a website or a product feed. We're not creating anything. Again, you're just giving us your video and a destination URL, and the tech is doing the work, and then you're approving it. So very, very simple. Marika, go to the next slide real quick. So we want to talk about data real quick. The whole prognosis for data in the future, in a cookieless future, is how am I going to get that level of granularity and segmentation and understanding my consumers? With this type of technology, you can kind of see a sample here, and this is actually Benjamin Moore, which is a Horizon client. You can see the object category, the object highlights, the average time spent, what the object level CTR is. So we're not looking at a granular video and saying, oh, your entire video CTR, your viewability was this. We're saying the object in the video, painting the blue wall, soft sky, this was the actually how many folks viewed it, how many highlights there were, and how many link outs there were. Why this is important is because a lot of what we're doing is we're data gathering, and then we're actually remessaging these consumers who've interacted with a specific scene or an object. So I think as we think about the cookieless future, we think about recession proofing, having data that says this consumer, anonymized, interacted with this paint allows us to follow that consumer down their journey and collapse the funnel in a way that video's never been able to do before. So as you're thinking about your video strategies and why KERV, or why interactive video, why now, and why in a way that KERV does it, it's because of the precision and the ability to actually report on that data and optimize on it in real time. So I just want to call that out. Marika, anything you want to add here from the ops view?
Yeah, I mean, what I was showing you inside of Radius and how we could actually automatically tag products or custom tag products, that flows right into the system. So that's what this black screenshot is at the bottom. So paint, brush, etc., are all automatically creating those data streams, to Jay's point. So in a couple slides, I'm going to talk a little bit about ideas for sequential remessaging, sequential banners at the product level, like Jay said. So just want everyone to realize that we are organizing that data in real time, and nothing that we're talking about here is manual. You guys can actually log into a platform, see this data, and we talk about ways to update video without the headache of updating the base video file. You can think of our tech as something that could be a lot more modular and more easily optimized.
Yeah, our whole goal is to reduce time. This is not a creative play, this is a tech play. Marika, can you show the quick examples with the tiles?
Yeah, of course.
Amazon. So this is a e-commerce front, and we want to talk very quickly about commerce and what we're doing in commerce. So one of our products is called KERV Shop. Marika's going to show it to you, I think, in 2 seconds. There it is. So this is the first one. So if you have a hero brand, again, what KERV is doing, we're understanding the scene, but these tiles that auto-populate on the left can be an enhancement to static video or a static commercial that allows the consumer to basically engage in the product and shop now at Walmart. So one of the ways we're doing it is hero product or singular product commerce, where you can actually transact off the video. This can go out to a Walmart page where you can buy that product. It can go to a MicMac page if you are working with a MicMac or a smart commerce, or simply you can find out more about a product and explore that product through the tile. So we're bringing this level of automation and precision into static video by allowing a consumer to interact with a tile and basically shop now for that product. Marika, go to the next one.
Sure.
Next one is even more mind-blowing. It's the ability to have multiple retailers in tile that give the consumer, put them in the driver's seat of where they want to buy your product. So this is very simple. You can basically say, oh, we sell our products at Amazon, at Target, at Walmart, or our products are available in these different places. We basically create the tiles, the copy comes from the website, and anyone can link out to buy this specific product in the video. So we're talking about reducing friction in commerce when it comes to video, because video has always been, again, static. And this is a very unique automated way for us to recognize content and objects and then provide the logos and the ability to link out. Marika, talk about in stock and out of stock with these tiles, because I think that's an important addendum.
Yeah, of course. So we can take those product feeds we're talking about and make sure to never waste a click, especially as we cut out a step in the consumer's journey here. So we can potentially talk about that in a couple slides when we talk about Petco. One operations aside I wanted to add to this as well is that we have an algorithm, as you saw within our platform, we're a tech company through and through, where we can make sure that each of the retail tiles gets an equal share of voice of the top slot, second slot, etc. Knowing that sometimes you have to deal with like co-op and legal parameters, we actually have a solution for that as well. So this is a great visual because we are going to talk about this in a few slides as well.
Cool. Let's go to travel.
Sure.
So we have some use cases for everybody on the call. We know that commerce is this is an e-com front, but also many of you are dealing with business outcomes that are related to commerce, but not exactly commerce. So we wanted to also feature verticals that talk to different ways to engage consumers and get them to transact, whether it's booking, in this case, which is travel. So you can see some of the examples that we have here, especially Marriott Bonvoy, Princess Cruises, who've done a lot in the travel arena with basically storytelling through video using the KERV technology and creating interactive touch points. So Marika's going to take you through some of the data from what we've seen, but no, in a category like travel, where it's about bookings and it's about letting people know about features of a hotel or a cruise ship or an airliner, we are doing that in a very, very interesting way and creating more precision and touch points through video. Marika?
Yeah, of course. So Jay, you really kind of hit the nail on the head there, but I will call out that within our travel vertical, we see CTRs well above 1%. But what's even more interesting is watching the user's touch pattern journey and to that click. For example, if you look at the bottom left here, you'll see that for one of our clients, Plan a Cruise Today was the most interacted with tile, or the Delta Care Standard was the most clicked on tile for the KERV shot, for example. But when we watch the journey to those clicks, it gets really, really interesting. For the cruise line, for example, we saw that users were really interested in the romantic getaway interactions as well as the like find yourself at the bar calls to action. So they were making those touch patterns and then clicking, plan your cruise. So with our tech, not only can you see the increase of traffic and increase in those actions from even our KERV TV QR based product, but we actually can tell you the moments that are driving to those and make dynamic optimizations even to the KERV TV QR as well. Again, we can dynamically change those destinations on the back end inside of a VAS tag in real time.
Marika, we have 5 minutes, so maybe
Yep.
fly to Petco, Benjamin Moore, and Boar's Head, and then I'll talk about how you can transact with KERV.
You got it. So one big call out, and I love to tout our customers, but all of the performance on this slide was 100% traded by Horizon. So snaps, you guys killed it. With Petco, we've seen CTRs of over 1%, interaction rates of over 4%. You'll see super high points here where there were, up to 5% interaction rates. I know here we just wanted to use Petco's success as an example of what to do, but also to kind of speak to some ideas for the group. So again, the carousel can dynamically reshuffle between ad calls and reprioritize products. That's what we're kind of talking about with the multi-retail shop. We can pull in dynamic product feeds from retailers and make prices dynamic, which I know is something that Jay wanted me to speak to in the examples as well. So let's say that, just think about aligning your retailer strategy with your video strategy as well in a super dynamic way. You never have to worry about supply chain with our technology as long as we have a product feed. We also do have a tech on our side that's analyzing the link outs every day regardless. So just, we've got your back there. What's really cool within these creatives as well is that we can call out the most interacted with category. So say dry food for Wholehearted, or in the mental health creative, the most interacted with was toys within all of the products. So really cool and can be used to decision in campaign or within the next campaign. Other just quick thought starters for retailers, and I'll hop right into Benjamin Moore, is think about that circular funnel and test out having the click to site creatives, the click to cart creatives, and a full transaction creative. So we can actually complete the transaction in video for most retailers. You could also align interactive and shoppable video strategies, meaning you're talking about, hey, buy this product, but also some softer calls to action, talking about your COVID protocols, your DEI focuses, that sort of thing. We've seen that work really well. And then, of course, things like dynamic
Real
price
quick,
comparison.
a few examples could be recipes and then a shop now. So you
Yeah.
can kind of bring in the big branding elements with the lower funnel and create a mid-funnel video strategy that drives commerce.
Exactly.
So just a thought there.
I'm moving on. So Benjamin Moore is another fantastic example of some work we've done with Horizon that focuses on a brand versus the retailer. You'll see here that they use both Max and Shop, which is a huge recommendation from us. CTRs of over 1% in the interactor group, meaning that folks who interacted with the tech, like we're talking about, had a CTR of over 2%. It was over 2.2%. The KERV Max Creative actually increased earned time spent, but kind of talking at a higher level, think about calling out the specific supplies, but also get inspired. You'll see here that the get inspired tile at the bottom was one of the most interacted with elements. So this is a great example of saying, hey, buy the soft blue color, but also get inspired in partnership with Benjamin Moore. A couple thought starters before getting into CPG are thinking about the sequential banners. So since we have that object level data, we can automatically create sequential banners at the object level and show that to consumers who are interacting with the category or the objects. Tell those stories like Jay was talking about. Dynamically change products that are featured within the interactive layers based on sales data, geographic location, time of day, target audience, or in this one, think about the multi-retailer. So feature retailers, multiple, like we were showing you, since this is a specific product. Jay, anything you'd add before hopping into CPG?
Okay. Let's go to Boar's Head.
Yep. So Boar's Head, again, wonderful example of an activation via Horizon. 4 different campaigns, 24 interactive and uniquely clickable elements. Just in case it isn't crystal clear, all of these tiles are clickable, fully automated, not static. Want to call out that not only can we talk about the object level data, we could also talk about the top scene data and potentially use that for some creative optimization. And then again, I've already talked about the time spent. At a high level, think about the click to cart optimization. Something the Boar's Head team loved talking about was changing the click outs based on the time of day. So if someone was clicking in the morning, taking them to somewhere different than if they're clicking in these like high potential times. So just talking about that. And I did want to throw in a data point that we are seeing a massive increase in click to cart rates via clicks coming from our technology, not to mention that KERV is going to increase your click rate. You'll also see the data in the click to cart technologies that you'll see a higher ratio and thus higher sales.
Yep. And so now I think one of the most important slides is how do you put all this into work for your brand? So there are 3 ways to transact with KERV. The first is we have world's first shoppable DSP. So we have our own inventory and bidder and system where we can actually buy inventory, all large video player sizes, premium, transparent. You can buy any of our KERV products through KERV directly, and you can use this as a managed service. And it's a CPM that includes everything in one. So there's no added tech or creative fees, nothing like that. It's an audience-driven video buy with the curving of your assets running across premium online destinations and publishers. And all of our products can go direct. The second way, Marika touched on this, is programmatic and biddable. We work a lot with HX. We work very successfully with several of the HX teams. Basically, the KERV Shop, KERV Lite, and the Connected TV QR code product, which is dynamic, can all go through programmatic means. It's a VPaid tag. So we just wrap a VAS tag in a VPaid and we send it back. And this can be run, and we are like an ad serving fee, if you will, for video. So if you just want to utilize the technology across video inventory, the 3 products that are enabled are Shop, Lite, and KERV TV. And then lastly,
One
Yes,
quick
sorry.
ops aside is that the KERV TV product runs through a VAS tag. If there are any concerned ears, just wanted to put that point of clarification out.
Yep, good call. And third, we have direct integrations with several publishers, the largest being Disney, ABC, ESPN, Bustle, Bleacher Report, Forbes. So you have the ability to go to a rep at Disney and say, hey, we really like the curved asset. Can we apply this to the Disney content or the Disney ads that we're buying from you? And the answer from them should be, of course you can. We have a direct integration with KERV. So you can bias endemically through certain publishers. You can scale this programmatically, and you can, of course, RFP and KERV directly. We have an optimization team. We have a shoppable DSP. Everything's optimized in-house, and it's really cool. So those are the 3 ways to transact. Go to the next slide, Marika.
You got it.
This is huge. If anybody's working with a MicMac or a smart commerce or companies that actually do in-video transaction, we are the first company to do multi-product destinations in a single video to MicMac pages. So if you're on the line and you work at Hershey's and you're thinking about how we can drive more commerce, we have the ability to link out those tiles that Marika showed you before to different add to cart, or 3 different add to cart, multiple add to carts within MicMac. So we are bringing video to kind of the next level. We're making sure our integrations are tight with the leading commerce players, and that you can use this technology to enable smarter commerce. And then, speaking of smart commerce, Marika showed you the video or the KERV Max unit where you can hover and it glows. This is actually an add to cart opportunity for anyone that has a product in a video, where you can add it right from the video to a cart and transact right then and there through smart commerce. I don't want to speak to the data because that's more Marika's thing, but Marika, what's the data we're seeing right now on smart commerce?
This is the data I was referencing earlier. So smart commerce sees usually around 90% click to cart ratios on lower click volumes than ours. And with KERV's technology, they're seeing upwards of 98%. And then again, reminding everyone that we're going to more than double your CTR probably. And then from that, you're going to see 8 percentage points or more higher from a click to cart perspective. So big deal. KERV's ready to perform for you.
And last but not least, I mentioned this before, but KERV has a native integration into TikTok. So we have API'd the Radius platform into TikTok so that you can purchase collections ads, which are commerce-focused advertising in TikTok, through KERV. And we will optimize the collection and report on the object level data, even down to the retailer within collections. So we'll automate the collection, we'll run it for you, and we'll be able to provide data that TikTok can't provide just directly. This data is object level and precise within the collection, and then we can optimize the collection based on the touch points within the video. So very cool. All you send us is a vertical video and a destination URL, hopefully a product feed, and we can do the automation and actually provide object level data in a dashboard through TikTok. Marika, anything to add here?
No, you did great. And I mean, operationally, I know we only have a couple of minutes, but imagine in TikTok, you're targeting 3 different age ranges of women. We can look at the exact bags that each of those age ranges are most interested in, automatically optimize the collection like you see here. And that is all API driven right into TikTok. So again, just humanizing everything Jay said. And we can follow up if y'all have any more questions.
All right. So Marika, take us home on what's next in television. I know Alex wants to take the mic for questions, but really quick, just touch on it.
Yep, I'll go through this very, very quickly. So through those content owner relationships that Jay alluded to, we are working on bridging and bringing video commerce to content. Here, this is an example. So as you saw with Michelob, we can analyze videos no matter if it's content and create these new opportunities for the living room screens. So we are working on creating and giving that metadata back to the content owners, and then working with brands like you all to create these first to market opportunities. They can have calls to action, or they can not, and just be these sponsored moments that are completely automated, and just giving a new form of native. On the right side, you can actually, we have a pause API. So imagine if you're watching like The Bachelor or something, and you love the outfit that, contestant A has on, you can pause it and actually shop her outfit right there. So we actually have a technology that can enable that. And we're just working on the infrastructure with the content owners as we speak. Of course, these same things are available for ads, of course. So we already talked about our KERV TV dynamic QR product. So I'll leave that, but we also have this fully dynamic companion carousel. So again, reading content automatically and creating this experience on the mobile device, given all of the data surrounding mobile and knowing that that's where a lot of the purchases are going to happen. We're thinking about how to hook that in with live and dynamic opportunities. Jay, anything you'd add? I know we don't have a lot of time.
Nope. Best way to predict the future is to create it. So hopefully everybody got that out of this presentation. Alex, over to you.
Thank you, guys. Marika, Jay, excellent job. You actually answered a lot of my scripted questions. However, to throw you a bit of a curveball, I do have a couple more questions for you. One, you mentioned KERV Shop and the click to cart, click to purchase functionality with Micmac. Business outcomes is something that you focused on. Have you guys done any business outcome guaranteed style, partnerships with any of your clients or brands that are working with you? And is that something you would entertain?
Not yet. I mean, we've run a lot of Lucid, Kantar to look at effectiveness on brand lift, third parties that have measured independently our lift in purchase behavior, sales intent, all of that. We haven't created a commercial model yet that was based on that. I'll speak from, I've only been here a year, just full transparently. So Marika's the OG. She can tell you she's ever done that before. But since I've been here, our focus has been advancing the video ball forward, but we have not done an approach commercially on outcomes. However, we have measured KERV through many third parties, Amazon attribution, Kantar, just some of the tops that have showed there's incredible lift with this technology versus just static video.
Great. Yes. Thank you. Something to look out for, I suppose. I know we're very short on time. Iris.tv, I saw something came out that you guys have been in communication with them. Maybe you have a relationship. Can you get into that? Give me a 1-minute download on what that is.
Yeah, I'll take that one. So like I was talking to y'all about in the future 1 second slides a second ago, KERV can analyze long form video content just as quickly and with just as much precision as we can with ads, like you saw in KERV Max when I showed you Radius. So in our partnership with Iris, we are actually handing them contextual data in a very unique form. So let's say that I know right now they're closing an integration with Univision, for example. We can actually work with our agency partners like you all to hand you very unique contextual data around Univision's content for you to then target your brands with. So for example, logo identification, facial recognition. I mean, think of the in-video data. We're even talking to really big technology companies that you've even had at this e-commerce summit on actually looking at IAB contextual via KERV versus just the basic metadata, because we're looking at what's in the video to generate the data versus the metadata that the publishers say. Like this is an episode, this is the category, etc. We're automating that.
Yep, the true north is there's candy in an episode, and the first commercial in the pod is Hershey's. Yep. So it's contextual identification in real-time content, being able to basically biddable, programmatically enable that buy.
We'd love to do it live as well. We're just waiting on the ad servers to catch up.
Awesome. Thank you guys for taking us through that, and thank you guys for that awesome presentation. I'm sure if anybody has questions, we know where to find Jay and Marika. Coming up next at 3 o'clock, we are closing out Ecommfront with Amazon. So thank you again, everybody. Hope to see you at 3 o'clock, and take it easy.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.